I'm gonna do another contemplating video while I'm navigating roads versus not roads. I don't know. Out here. So I was getting water, refilling the gallons. I've been switching them out like at half, and so one gallon to contain, so I can actually like lift it, put it in the cart, bring it to my car. Anyway, so a lady there, she was like, oh, they changed it from like 35 cents to 50 cents. She's like, I don't have enough quarters. It only takes quarters, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'll trade you. And I was just like, no, here's a bunch of quarters, like enough to fill her waters that she had. I think this is probably a road. So also don't mind my like red face. I'm hiving right now. I took my medicine late. But anyway, so I was like, here, don't worry about it. I don't have. Anyway, here's your quarters for your water. And she was like, oh, thank you, blah, 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 whatever, telling me about where she lived. She can't drink the water, things like that. And I was like, yeah, don't worry about it. It's just like $1.50 in quarters, no big deal. And she handed me a card. She's like, well, this is the least I can do. Like, go to this website, get your study material, and get, there's a fire up there, get baptized, and get your children baptized, because it's the end of the world right now, and you want to make it to the other side. And I was just like, okay, no thanks, I'll look into it. And I probably will, because I think that stuff's interesting, just comparatively. And so she asked me after that, she was like, oh, do you have kids? Because there's like 2 water things, so we're standing next to each other. And it's like, nope, just a bunch of dogs. Then she's like, oh, well, don't worry, if you do this, everyone's perfect on the other side. And I told her, I was like, well, everybody's perfect now for their purpose, whether they realize it or not. And that's the part of finding that perfection, I mean, I didn't go into it or anything, but now I'm thinking like, well, anyway, she didn't say much back to me. She's like, well, go, do this. This is important. Like, you'll be able to have kids on the other side. Everyone will be perfect. I'm like, okay. Apparently that's what perfection is to you. But the thing is that we are all perfect for our purpose. And that's maybe what we don't realize is, I mean, I know that I have this disorder, and I have all of these things in these, I don't want to call them like inabilities, because they give me other abilities, right? I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't have it, or I wouldn't have the balls to like live how I do, or I wouldn't even be living how I do. And being able to tell about it or anything like that. And pictures and whatever, draw stuff. I wouldn't do any of that if I didn't have this. I would probably still be, working a shitty job for nothing, and not have the time for this. And then if I had kids, I wouldn't have all these dogs. They would have all been put down or whatever. I have other children in my life to take care of, and that doesn't mean that they're children. It just means that if I had children, that would be my main focus. And I wasn't able to have kids for the purpose of being able to do what I do, which is just look at rocks. Mainly. I mainly drive through the desert and look at rocks. Important stuff. No. But seriously. So I think that's something that we all have to realize, that the obstacles that are put in our path are put there for a reason, and they're for us to find our purpose. And once we do find it, and we have the voice, and we have the courage, and we have all of that to actually live it, that's the second part, right? I've always known my purpose, but I've never had the courage to live it. I was always afraid, mainly of what my mom would think or say, or anything, criticize, and oh, I can't leave where I live because I'll leave my mom, and and so it's funny how things change. You have these ideas in your head, and then something happens where it makes you do the thing that you are most, you think you're the most unlikely to do. And then that gives you the insight, to your purpose. And that's how we find ourselves and our way in the world, and how we can help each other along this journey. And anyway, that's a long rant about that. All shiny, and it's bothering me because I put on stuff to cool down my thing, but I'm on fire. So I think it's a lot of audacity to say that to somebody, to assume that their idea of perfection means that you're not, and I do believe that everybody is perfect for their purpose in this life, and that's key. There's no such thing as one perfection. It is individual perfection. And there's 2 points to it, realizing it and then acting on it. And then we do it all over again in a different way. And we keep learning in that spiral. And as for the other side, honey, this is all sides. This is every single side right now. This is all the sides at once. We're living it. We're living in every time, in every body, in every being, all at once. And while it may, yes, be the end of humanity, a certain time in humanity, it'll happen again. They're discovering things aren't as new as they thought they were, like the pyramids and things like that. Yeah, we've been here. many times. We fucked it up many times too. So just keep doing it. Keep going. Every time. I don't know where I am. Can you see the mountains in the back? It's pretty. Yeah. It's rocks. There's some rocks. I think I found some, what have I found out here? A bunch of quartz. There's always a bunch of quartz everywhere. Like, rose quartz. And I think I found some turquoise, which is pretty exciting. Sandstone. There's like they mine the white stuff. Some sort of, I don't know what I don't remember. But anyway, yeah. I find all sorts of stuff out here too. There's a washer someone shot at. I love it. I love this. You want to know where all of the tube TVs went? The desert. They're all over the desert. That's where they went. There's one right now. Oh my gosh, I think. Is that one? Can you see? I don't know if you can see that, but oh, that's funny. Love seat. It's like a whole living room. So I was just like, screw it. And I knew everything. See a little it's sad, but it's like, well, it's eventually gonna go back to the earth. How long is that gonna last, right? Kind of like my words. They just disappear. They don't matter. Say them again. Like, who knows how many thousands of years. Anyway, so we're all perfect. And this is every time. There is no other side. This is all sides. This is all sides. This is it. This is it. This is heaven. This is hell. This is whatever, Narnia. This is Neverland. This is all of it right here, right now. Live it. Drop what you're doing. Find your purpose and live it.